Sweet spirit, take over this place. Take over this place. Sweet spirit, take over this place. Take over this place. Holy Spirit, take over this place. Take over this place. Holy Spirit, take over this place. Take over this place. Mighty Spirit, take over this place. Take over this place. Mighty Spirit, take over this place. Take over this place. Take over this place. Take over this place.
And this meditation will help us deeply connect to the planet. So you might just take a moment to gaze at the beautiful stream in a forest that I'm sharing with you. But some of you are sitting outside. You might be taking in a little bit of your natural surroundings. And then let your eyes close. Listening to the sounds of the water. Imagining that you're sitting in a forest that's really lush. Sitting right by this beautiful, gentle stream. Breathing in and imagining that you're breathing in the fresh air. And maybe some of the smells of the moist soil and leaves. And breathing out, feeling a sense of oneness, a sense of connection. Feeling connected with the birds as well, the soil beneath you, the sky above you. Let yourself relax into the support of the earth. And just be here in silence for another minute or two. We're all part of nature. We're truly one with this planet. So take a few more deep breaths, relishing that, feeling gratitude for that. And as you feel ready, you can open your eyes.
Let there be peace in my mind, peace in the earth. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti Om. 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 Oh, Shanti Om. Peace inside my mind, God and only God is moving me. Peace inside my mind, God and only God I live to see. Peace inside my mind, God and only God is moving me. Peace inside my mind, God and only God I live to see. Oh, Shanti Om. Peace inside my heart, God and only God is moving me. Peace inside my heart, God and only God I live to see. Peace inside my heart, God and only God is moving me. Peace inside my heart, God and only God I live to see. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti. Shanti Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti Om. Om Shanti, 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 Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti Om.
I wanted to share with you some thoughts today about really consciously honoring our planet. And I had a funny inspiration about a week ago. I woke up, had been thinking about what I'm going to talk about, and I had this idea with a song going through my mind, and hearing the song in a new way, hearing it as like a love song to the planet. So I'm going to share with you. The song is The Adventure of a Lifetime by Coldplay. I don't know if any of you have heard of it, but I'm going to share with you some of the lyrics from it today and what I feel Spirit was telling me about how that's speaking to our love for the planet and this time in history. It's really important that we acknowledge the truth of what is happening in nature around us right now. I know this is not going to be a big surprise to many of you to hear some of the things I'm going to share today, but I just wanted to make sure that we're conscious of some of the environmental issues that are happening. British environmentalist Ellen MacArthur reports that a study in 2015 revealed that 150 million tons of plastic pollutes our oceans. And that was back in 2015, right? And that about 9.1 million tons leach into the ocean every year. So at this rate, she predicts that by the year 2050, there's going to be more tons of plastic in the ocean than fish. So that's certainly something concerning. It's on my mind about plastic. Another issue is deforestation. So the world's rainforests continue to be deforested due to logging, fires, both wildfires and intentionally set fires to clear land. Mining and the beef, soybean, and palm oil industries clear a lot of rainforest. So this significantly contributes to climate change because you probably know that trees, they're the source of our oxygen, but they're also the converters or the filters to reduce our excess CO2 in the air. So losing the rainforest significantly impacts climate change. According to the Scientific American, we're losing upwards of 80,000 acres of tropical rainforest daily, and significantly degrading another 80,000 acres on top of that every day. And along with this loss and degradation, we're losing some 135 plant, animal, and insect species every day, or some 50,000 species a year as these forests fall. One thing that a lot of people may not be thinking about or realizing with our environmental issues is that systemic racism and social inequity are a big part of the environmental problems that we face. People of color and lower socioeconomic status people are significantly more impacted by climate change and by pollution. That industries tend to treat certain people and certain places on the land as disposable by dumping their pollution near them. This has happened in places like Flint, Michigan, you've probably heard of. The water supply there got really toxic, as well as in Newark, New Jersey. And of course, you may remember Hurricane Katrina, that a lot of lower income people and people of color were living closer to the levees, and they were much more seriously impacted, those communities. So we can't afford to ignore racism and social justice issues as we're trying to heal the planet. Now, right here in California, we all know that are living here in the Bay Area that we're suffering from drought that's causing severe forest fires, and that our Sierra snowpack has been reduced, and that dramatically affects the water supply for both humans and the health of our ecosystems. And this is all just the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot going on. And I'm not telling you this to depress you. I'm telling this to spur you to action, to wake all of us up, and to revive our love, our deep love for the planet, and realize that we came into the planet now. We came into this body, into this life, into this form at this time in our history to change the course of history, to shift the direction that things are going, and to bring healing and transformation to our planet. I really feel that this is a part of our spiritual purpose and journey here in this lifetime, is we incarnated to heal this planet and to transform what's been going on environmentally so that we have a beautiful planet for many generations to come. And I feel that this is our sacred adventure of a lifetime, like the song. So I'm going to show you, and it's up to us humans, because we're the ones creating a lot of the problem. It's up to us humans to transform it. So now I'm going to share with you some of the lyrics of the song and go through it as I see it, speaking to this love for the planet and to this powerful historical time that we're in. Turn your magic on to me, she'd say. Everything you want's a dream away. Under this pressure, under this weight, we are diamonds. So I think this is a really interesting thing to be saying here, is that we have magic, right? We have magic within us, which we've talked about in Unity, of being able to transform our thoughts, to transform our words that we speak, and our actions to affect our experience of reality and to affect this world and this planet. And I just want to share with you, I'm always a little bit slow with screen share here. There we go. All right, this is a quote from Don Miguel Ruiz, who you may know from the book The Four Agreements, one of my favorite books. He says, "The dream you are living is your creation. It's your perception of reality that you can change at any time. You have the power to create hell, and you have the power to create heaven. Why not dream a different dream? Why not use your mind, your imagination, and your emotions to dream heaven? And I would add to that your actions, your choices, our actions and our choices, our thoughts and our words, and our feelings and visions can transform and affect what's happening here. And I love how in the lyrics he says, under this pressure, under this weight, we are diamonds. Because haven't we been feeling a lot of weight, right? In the last year with the pandemic, we've been feeling so much heaviness and all this weight and pressure with everything that's been happening environmentally for many years now. And it's easy for us to just kind of feel crushed by that. But let's remember how a diamond is made, right? A diamond is formed by that intense pressure in the earth, and then it becomes something of incredible value, and it gains the qualities of incredible toughness, right? It's the hardest substance. We can become so strong and resilient, and it gains that quality of clarity. That we can receive this incredible clarity of vision, of truth, and of knowing what we can do, and how we can heal the planet, and how we can bring others into recognizing how vital the planet is, how beautiful nature is, and how necessary the health of our planet is to the health and well-being of all of humanity and all beings. So we also, though, need to do something else before we can take action. We could just go out and take action about this, but action inspired by deep connection, by deep love, is really going to be transformative. And I want to share with you just a little bit of what Jane Goodall has said about this. Now, she's a huge inspiration to me. She is, you may know her. How many of you know who Jane Goodall is? Yeah, probably most of you. A legendary primatologist who has spent many decades, she's dedicated her whole life to studying chimpanzees and the environment and finding out what we can do to change and transform as human beings and to heal our planet. So she says, quote, "To reconnect with nature is key if we want to save the planet." So I've made it a part of my personal practice every day to be reconnecting with nature, because we all know, you know that when you're connected to something, you care about it, right? So if you're passionate about golf, for example, you're really connected to that and you love playing golf, then you're going to care about it and you're going to pay attention to that in the world, right? Something as simple as that. And people that we love in our life, we care about them because we're connected to them. Well, it's not that we don't care about other people. We just don't really think about other people, but the people we love, that we know, that we're connected to, we care deeply about. So it's vitally important that we cultivate that relationship with nature and with the planet. And it was why I encouraged you, if you could, to be outside today during this service so that you could take in and immerse what is around you. Now, ideally, part of that deep connection with nature is going out into some of the wild, right? Going out for a hike or going out into the woods or going down to the ocean. But I'm aware that we can't always get away there. We don't all have access to it, right? Some of us are living in very urban areas, and sadly, we spend a lot of time inside of walls, right? Inside of cement, inside of our metal vehicles. And we live quite a disconnected life from the planet for the most part. So for me, it takes conscious effort to do that. Now, I'm fortunate. I have a little garden, but not all of us have that. We might need to walk to a park, or we might just be able to look out a window. Maybe all we can access is the sky. But that's also nature too. When we look at the sky, you're looking into the infinite expanse of the universe. You're looking into infinity. When you're seeing a cloud, you're looking at the moisture that has traveled all around the planet and that has arisen from the rainforests themselves and from the oceans evaporating. So anywhere that we can, we practice connecting to nature, because that's going to fuel us. That's going to give us the energy and the vitality. I'm going to talk a little bit here about forests and what they do for us, to be able to create the changes that we do need to save our planet. So some other ways that we can reconnect to the earth, like if you can't get out to hike every week like I do, we can grow plants at home. We can bring a little bit of nature into our home. Some of us have pets. That's a bit of nature too. But especially bringing plants into our space gives us some of the benefits of being outdoors there in nature, and the benefits of the green. The green of our natural world is very soothing and healing and calming. We can meditate like we did earlier in service. We can put on something that has nature sounds. We can be looking at something from an image from the forest or from the ocean, and do an internal way of connecting to nature through that. You can also hold something from nature. So I keep on my desk here, this is a river rock, and it's nice and heavy and substantial. And when I hold it, it really helps ground me, and it helps me connect to not only that river, but just that solidness of the earth. So these are different ways that you can keep your connection to nature alive. And another amazing way is through meditation. So some of you may have read, I sent out something last week about this, that when we connect to our heartbeat, this comes from the song. The next part of the song says, "I feel my heart beating." And that reminds me of the heartbeat of the planet. So actually the earth has what we call a heartbeat. It's an electromagnetic wave effect. It's called the Schumann resonance, Schumann, the Schumann resonance. And it is a wavelength frequency. It's a very ultra low frequency, around 8 hertz. And what's fascinating is that when we meditate, when we go into an inner state of mindfulness and relaxation, we enter an alpha brainwave state. Have any of you ever heard of alpha brainwaves? So we have different kinds of brainwaves, and the alpha brainwave state kicks in when we're meditating, when we're being mindful, when we're in relaxation. And guess what? The alpha brainwave state vibrates at close to that 8 hertz low frequency, the same as the planet's vibration. So when you meditate, you can think about consciously that you're consciously connecting and aligning yourself with the resonance of the planet. So that's another way that you can bring forth every day a connection, a deeper connection to nature. Now, continuing with the song, some of the next lyrics are, "You make me feel like I'm alive again." You make me feel like I'm alive again. And I tell you, every time I'm out in nature, that is exactly what I feel, this aliveness. And this connects to something called forest bathing. Some of you may have heard of forest bathing. It's called Shirin-yoku in Japanese. It initiated in Japan. They popularized this practice. In fact, it's really a big deal in Japan. There's lots of forests there. In fact, a lot of people don't realize that Tokyo, of course, is the most populous city in the world, but most of Japan is actually covered in forest. And so there's a lot of forests there that are official forest bathing locations. And forest bathing, simply said, is spending time among the trees around us. And it really reinvigorates our energy and our aliveness. It's actually been studied scientifically, and it's found that it has these benefits. It has, the trees actually have phytochemicals that we absorb when we're out there in the forest. It boosts the immune system. It increases our energy. It decreases anxiety, depression, and anger, the practice of forest bathing. It reduces stress and brings out a state of relaxation. Shirin-yoku, yes, thank you. And it increases happiness and well-being. I mean, how many of you have experienced that when you've walked in a forest, right? I do all the time. I try and get out at least once a week into the forest. And it's not really a hike. Okay, so I mean, we can still hike through, but then we want to, at some point at least, stop or slow down, because forest bathing is like a stroll. It's like a mindful, relaxed stroll through the forest where you can stop and engage your senses and really take a look at that tiny little flower that's maybe a redwood sorrel pink blossom, or to touch the bark or the moss on a redwood tree or on a Douglas fir, or to smell the leaves, especially the bay laurel that we have growing here in the Bay Area. Just it's intoxicating, especially after rain and the leaves have been decomposing in that moist soil. And then to listen, maybe you're hearing the birds up in the canopy, or maybe you're hearing the wind or the trickle of a stream like we were meditating with earlier, and opening your eyes and taking in everything around you. Maybe looking up and seeing the tops of the redwood trees swaying a little bit in the breeze, or the beautiful ferns that are growing everywhere in the forest here in Northern California. There's so much to absorb and take in. And of course, the like the banana slugs that we might see. Just taking in the experience of being there and how vibrantly alive and beautiful and majestic and deeply healing it is, and how everything is in this balance and harmony that is beyond us trying to figure it out or planting things. Isn't it amazing how nature knows how to keep the balance and harmony there? You don't have to think about, okay, we need to plant these ferns here. And it just happens. It happens naturally. So please spend time outdoors, even if it's, just one tree in your garden or one tree down the street or in a local park. Sit there with that tree. Get to know it. Express your gratitude and your love. Create a relationship with it. Connect with it. And you'll start to feel some of the benefits of deeply connecting to nature. So the next part of the song: if we've only got this life, this adventure, then I want to share it with you. This is our one life. I mean, I believe in reincarnation, but this is our one life to be here at this time to heal our planet, to transform and change the course that we're on. And I want to be able to share in nature. I want to be able to connect with nature the rest of my life. I want to be able to share with my daughter and with my grandchildren someday. And I want to be able to share it with others. I want everyone on the planet to be able to share in the magic and the majesty of nature and how important it is for us. The oceans, the glaciers, the deserts, all of it. This is our sacred venture of our lifetime. And it's so vital that we recognize that this is all of our highest spiritual awakening, is to step up and do what we need to heal this. So I just want to share with you another quote from Jane Goodall. What you do makes a difference, and you have to decide what kind of difference you want to make. So it's essential for all of us to make a decision, a commitment to how I'm going to make a difference for planet Earth today. Whatever small action I can take, whether that's reducing my plastics, whether that's going out and connecting to nature, whether that's taking a friend out to connect to nature, to a park, on a hike, whether that's going and cleaning up some area where there's trash, or planting a tree, or donating to some environmental organization, or going and volunteering for one here in the Bay Area. Whatever you can do, choosing to buy products that those companies are ethical and responsible, and that they're not clear-cutting forests, or they're not polluting, that they're actually, maybe a B Corp that's making sure that they're sustainable, think about your actions and what you can do to make a difference every day, and what you can do every day to connect just a little bit with nature. You'll feel so much better. You'll feel so joyful, and it'll fill you with energy that will help all of us make the changes that we need to help heal this planet and celebrate the earth. Feel like this is a celebration every day that we're on such an amazing, miraculous planet, and that it gives us all of our food and our water and our air. We're really one with the planet because, everything that we eat and breathe and drink comes from her. She's given us this life. And so being grateful every day for that.